Now, it's crazy to me to say that these two SR weapons I highly put above like a lot of the SSR weapons. In reality, these SR weapons to me feel like an SSR weapon. Now, in the future, hopefully within, let's say around about 2-3 updates time, we could very well get these bad boys up to where they need to be, aka being SSR worthy. And the reason why I mention all of this is because, as we're all aware, is in the armory section, liberation. Obviously with this mode we are aware that this will effectively boost and upgrade our current weapons to a potential higher standard in terms of them being better, maybe them giving us a better boost in terms of the effects, who knows, but we know stat wise they are going to go up. Now a while back we were aware of this, as you guys can see, so the conditions by the looks of it, I think at the very least you need to get the weapon to A5, so completely dupe it out. I think going past that it's not really necessary. I think that would be a bit of an overkill in my opinion, but I think completely duping it out might be a thing. It's either going to be completely duping it out or making that it's level 100. Now in terms of these slots right here, obviously I was a bit nervous because one thing which I was kind of preaching was keep the dupes. You never know, even if you got the gun to +5, keep the dupes. We might have to use those to kind of furthermore upgrade them using, obviously in terms of this pitch right here, an additional scout pistol of course. But it seems that there are some materials in the work, so this makes a lot more sense. So there's going to be more materials that we have to grind in some way or form. Who knows, maybe there might be an additional game mode coming out, God knows. But more materials coming about kind of makes sense, because I mean if there's going to be this many open slots, yeah, I would say that these materials kind of fit quite nicely. So obviously with each material it will target each specific typing of weapons, although there's multiple materials, so I'm not too sure what's going to be going on there, but regardless there's multiple materials to help us out in terms of liberating the weapon. Now the reason why we mention and we talk about how weapons can go to a higher ranking is because we've seen certain weapons where they are SR, that they are now gone into the SSR version of them. In terms of how they look, maybe their looks could be upgraded into an SSR version of it, who knows, we've seen something like that. But this also kind of confirms to say that potentially that we could get the ranking of the current weapon to go up. And if that is the case, that's why I mentioned with those SR weapons being the sniper and the bow, they deserve to be SSR worthy already. And then if we can cater to SSRs going into potential LRs, that'll be something, that will be a sight to see. That's where I deem those two SR weapons fit to be. Now at the same time, I do kind of want to give props to the Eye of Sauron, because again I do love this weapon, but these two are just on another level in terms of how much power they possess and how moreover these weapons are being used than the SSR weapons. And I mean that through multiple situations. When it comes to the power of destruction, when it comes to the Battlefield of Time, a prime example is obviously with Battlefield of Time. When it came to the first boss, I mean it was the West Wind that was getting the usage out of it. Right now with the Igris boss, of course, we're having our ways with it in terms of the, I mean look at that. It's and again in the power of destruction too. I have to say something here. I have to mention something. When it comes to the power of destruction, homie right here on my server, this combination he uses on every single run. Well, until the typing advantage is no longer there. But I don't know what he's doing, because that bow he has, I don't know what bow his setup is, but he's always hitting rank 1. Like this combination, this bow, it possesses so much. It's ridiculous. So a lot of people are catering to these SR weapons, and rightfully so. They are just ridiculously powerful, even with the West Wind getting nerfed. Yeah, no, not as big of a nerf as I thought it was going to be. But here's the thing: when it comes to liberating weapons, when it comes to, because we know SR weapons are going to be liberated, right? And of course they're going to require probably less than SSRs. All I'm saying is that those SR weapons are my top priority to get liberated. If I can get them to SSRs, fantastic. Now, I have seen a few mentions on, oh, if we liberate weapons, does it reset our weapons? I don't think they're going to make it so that it resets the dupes. Otherwise, that is going to be one, a scam, and two, we could potentially, I feel like something legal could be done about that, because that to me just feels so damn illegal, right? Like you summoning, maxing out your SSR weapon, you liberate it, and then it resets it all. Like, what? No. So I think for the most part, liberating a weapon will probably put it up a rank, and then give it some stat boost. Now, oh god, I don't know whether oh god, I messed up already. Okay, I don't know whether or not if we'll get some effects on it. I feel like that should be the case if we are going to be liberating a weapon and taking them up a rank. Now again, SSRs, we're not too sure on what's going to be done about those, but we know that for SSRs 100% we're going to be getting something out of those, and that's the one thing that I cannot wait to see on an SSR version of the Westwind and an SSR version of I don't know what this is called, but the bow basically. Yeah, it is going to be damn good. So I'm honestly, with this whole liberation content coming out to boost up the weapons even further, it's got me excited to see where these two SR weapons specifically go. So that being all said, make sure that, well, then again, I say make sure, just at the end of the day, you just got to get RNG on your side. Can we get a crit? Okay, didn't get a crit, that's fine. Oh, with all that being said, still keep the dupes. Make sure you can at least +5 the weapons if you get lucky with RNG. So fingers crossed you guys are pulling the weapons themselves. If not, that's fine, as long as you got the initial copy, which I feel like most should have, then you're a-okay. But I would say you're fine in feeding in dupes. I feel like liberating the weapon won't affect the dupe system. We've confirmed that certain materials are needed, which means we don't need dupes. If you get the weapon to if you get the weapon to 5 and you want to save the additional dupes just to make sure, that's fine. As long as you're getting the weapon to A5, go for that. Obviously with the additional +5, it just affects the stats of attack, defense, and HP. Again, this is if you want to play it safe. But the liberation content, we know it's not coming in for June, hence why I say maybe in 2 to 3 months we could maybe expect it to be added in. But here's the thing. With liberation and with all that we know about it, we know that progression has been made, even though they haven't really spoken about it. Coming up to the 19th of June, once we get the other developer notes to kind of talk furthermore about what's going to be happening through that update, they could just additionally throw it in there. They had, like, for example, with the scatter pistol, no one knew that weapon was coming. I thought it was going to be the Phoenix bow. If anything, I didn't even know we were going to get a new weapon. So, you know, they can surprise us. So I just kind of wanted to get it out there just to make sure that we're all at a good understanding that when it comes to these two weapons in particular, level them up, get them going. And even with where they're at, because I've only got them at level 6, I've got the Westwind at level 7 in terms of the skill, but like level 6, like, they are just putting in the finest of work. And I'm only now just getting the bow up to like level 100. I'm a slow progression, but I'm getting there. But the fact that I'm prioritizing these weapons when I've got a whole list to kind of work on, just, I mean, they are just, for majority of the game modes, just extremely good to kind of push through. Whether it is the gem runs, I'm running the bow. For the wind, I'm running the sniper. If I need range, if I need multiple hits, the wind. Again, if I need that stun, if I need to do high amount of damage, build damage over time, that bow's there. Yeah, two of the best SR weapons in the game. And when the liberation drops, who knows? They might overtake, you never know.